Hello, my name is Valeria Nunez, and today I'm gonna talk to you about thought suppression. So, I have a question for you. Have you ever tried to stop a thought or thinking about something, but the only thing that you do is think about that? Well, there is something that can explain this, and it's called thought suppression. This is something relevant when it comes to eating disorders like bulimia, anorexia, and binge eating. So, what is thought suppression? According to the American Psychological Association, thought suppression is the attempt to control the content of one's mental processes and specifically to rid one's self of undesired thoughts or images. Engaging in thought suppression often only serves to make the unwanted thoughts more intrusive. Paradox: trying to suppress thoughts often make them more persistent and distressing. This can be explained by the white bear experiment. In this experiment, Daniel Wegner basically asked participants not to think about white bear. Past some time, they end up thinking about the white bear more and more. So if you try not to think about it, meaning suppressing the thought, you will think more and more, making it more persistent. So as part of my honors project, I had to connect the concept of thought suppression and eating disorders. So let's get started. So I started reviewing some articles and I got three main ones. The first one focuses on eating disorders involved in rigid rule, negative body image, and dietary restraint. People often use suppression to try to control their thoughts about food and the way they think about the way they look. But the only thing this does is increase stress. On the study, we found an example that it's if a patient might avoid thinking about unhealthy food all day, but then these take them to binge eating at night. This because of the built tension they have created. An everyday analogy of this could be holding a beach ball under the water. Eventually, the beach ball will pop up. So, suppressing the thought takes energy, and when there is not more energy, we cannot control the thought. On the second article, participants were told to suppress food thoughts while looking at pictures of the snacks, where we see that those who suppressed the thought ate more than those who didn't. So the act of suppression increased the craving and the eating behavior. An everyday example is when somebody is on a diet and they want pizza, but the more they say no to the pizza, eventually leads them that when they see the pizza, they're gonna eat the pizza and they're gonna lose the control and eat more than what they actually need. And this is because the brain is extremely exhausted because of the suppression. They have used all the energy to suppress the thought. We see that this once again does not work and puts the person in a vulnerable position. Article 3 focuses on adolescents with eating disorders who experience social exclusion, were more likely to use thought suppression as a coping strategy. Based on the study example, a teen with anorexia may feel rejected by friends or people surrounding them, and this makes them suppress the emotion of, let's say, sadness or shame. This taking them to affect more the way they view of themselves, that at the end makes these thoughts grow bigger and bigger and they start restricting food more than before. So why is this so important? This is important to know when treating patients with eating disorders, since thought suppression can make the symptoms worse. in those patients and limit their recovery journey. Finally, thought suppression is common in patients with eating disorders, as we saw the link with the articles, and this often basically backfires on the recovery of the patients. But by understanding and giving the importance to thought suppression, we can develop better tools, treatment, and give guidance to patients so that they experience a real recovery from the inside to the outside.